Today, we've got a really beautiful story for you. It's called The Bird That Forgot How to Fly, and its message, well, it's incredibly powerful. So, let's start with this question. Think about it. What happens when your mind just completely overwrites something your body instinctively knows how to do? We're going to see how a powerful fear can totally sideline a natural, built-in ability. Okay, so let's set the scene. Our story begins in this peaceful little forest, and we meet our main character, a young bird named Lumo. Right now, he's just like every other bird, full of potential, with this huge open sky just waiting for him. But life has a way of throwing these massive storms at us when we least expect it. And for Lumo, this storm wasn't just wind and rain. It was an event that literally changed his entire reality. In one single terrifying moment, he's ripped from the safety of his nest and just falls. And he does survive. Physically, he's okay. But emotionally, that fall carved out this deep, deep wound. That feeling of just plummeting, of having no control, it became this constant trembling fear that he just couldn't shake. And this is where things get really interesting. This is where a single feeling starts to harden and turn into something much, much bigger. A belief that literally grounds you. I want you to just picture this. The sky above is filled with his friends, his family. They're all soaring, they're playing in the wind. And then you look down, and there's Lumo. He's just hopping around on the ground, almost like those incredible wings on his back don't even exist. And then, of course, the outside world starts to notice. The whispers start. It might not even be mean-spirited. Maybe it's just confusion. But these little comments, these observations, they start to echo the fear that's already growing inside him. And this is the moment where it all clicks into place, in the worst possible way. He hears these doubts from everyone else, and they match perfectly with the terror he feels inside. And so he starts to believe them. He accepts their version of his story as the truth. And boom, there it is. The belief is now fully locked in. It's not "I'm scared to fall" anymore. It's become "I can't fly." He's actually built his entire identity around this one limitation, and it's put a wall between who he is and who he was really born to be. But sometimes all it takes is a completely fresh perspective to shatter a reality we thought was permanent. And for Lumo, that perspective showed up in the form of a wise old eagle. See, the eagle doesn't look at Lumo and see a bird who can't fly. It sees a bird who doesn't fly. And so it asks the simplest but most profound question you can imagine. Not, "Hey, can't you fly?" but "Why don't you fly?" It's a question that challenges the very foundation of Lumo's belief. And this is the eagle's wisdom, right here. The problem isn't physical. It's not his wings. The problem is his mind. His wings are perfectly fine. It's the story he believes about them that's been broken by fear. So this one conversation sets up the big climax of the story. Because look, it's not enough to just hear the truth, right? You actually have to act on it. And this is Lumo's moment, his leap of faith. And for the first time, in what must have felt like forever, a new thought kind of pushes its way through all that fear. It's just a tiny little spark of hope, this fragile question going up against a huge belief. But it's enough. What if he's right? So look at how this plays out. It's not some grand, heroic moment. It's this quiet, absolutely terrifying act of personal courage. He starts small. He just climbs a little rock. His whole body is screaming no. His legs are shaking, his wings feel like they're made of lead. He can barely get out a whisper to himself. And then he just jumps, right into the heart of his greatest fear. And in that single moment, in that jump into the great unknown, everything changes. He's not learning something new here. He's remembering something that was always there. It's like pure instinct just takes over. The same wings that felt so heavy just a second ago, now they just open up. They catch the wind. They remember what to do, even though his mind forgot. It's probably clumsy, he's probably shaky, but he is in the air. He is flying. Think about this transformation for a second. The exact same physical reaction, tears, is happening. But before, they came from a place of terror. Now, they're coming from pure, absolute joy and freedom. And that's really the heart of it all. His ability to fly was always there. It was just tucked away. It wasn't the fall itself that kept him on the ground. It was the story he told himself about the fall. It was the belief that he was broken. So what's the big moral here? It's that fear is like a kind of amnesia. It can make us completely forget our own strengths, our own power, our own wings. But courage, even if it's just a tiny trembling whisper of courage, that's the act of remembering who you really are. And that just leaves us with one final thought. Lumo's story might be a fable, but the fears we all face are very, very real. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What strength, what ability, what part of your own sky have you let fear convince you that you've forgotten?